It looks like we got a problem with Fishbowl Frenzy. Obviously, as you can tell, the game is off. I didn't turn the game off, and I don't have a work order for it. So let's see if we can figure out what happened. First things first, of course, make sure it's plugged in. Should be right back here. We can get our power cord and just follow it all the way around there and then into this plug right here. That is plugged in all the way. This is plugged in all the way. Our game is on. But we got nothing going on right here. What if I just power cycle it? Ew, turning that off doesn't feel the greatest. Normally these switches click, but that didn't do anything. Alright, now we'll turn it back on. Did that do anything at all? Nope, it looks like that did not do anything. If we check inside here, yeah, we have no power to the CPU. We have nothing happening in here at all. So let's check around back. Now don't judge me for the way the back of this game looks. I've received this game used. It came to me in this condition. But in order to get this back door off, all we gotta do is come up here, turn that little guy up, and then the door opens. So in its original condition, removing that top door may not have been necessary, but now I gotta take it off. That way I can remove the bottom door without it falling. But we're gonna unplug this. Just for fun, we'll turn it off. Now we take this screw out, and this guy down here. Now let me pop this guy down. Alright, so right there is a very dirty power supply. We have a connector right here for our back panel, so we can unplug that. So probability number one right now is that this power supply just got cooked from all the dust. We also could have a problem with this filter. Technically we could have a power issue here, but I doubt it. So let's turn my meter on. Alright, we're going to set this to AC volts. We're on DC, we'll go to AC, and we'll probe our connector here. We're at 119, so we have good power here. Now I'll go ahead and plug this in back here. Now I'm going to come and probe this connector. And with that connector probed, I'm getting 0.1 volts. So that's not good. You know, initially I thought we didn't have a fuse because that hole is empty, but there is a fuse. So we can open that guy, pop that out, and initially the fuse does not look blown, but that does not mean that it's not. We'll switch this over to continuity, and with our fuse probed, I am getting continuity out of there. Just for fun, I'll put it in ohms, and we are getting next to 0 ohms. I pull back these spade connectors just so I can get access to them, and if I probe that directly, I'm getting 118. Right off of there, I'm getting 118. And the black wire coming off of that goes through the fuse, and the other side goes down through the switch, and then it comes up and into the connector. And the white wire does the exact same thing. So if I'm getting proper voltage right here, but too low voltage right here, and the only thing between here and here is the switch, the problem has got to be the switch. Alright, so check this out. I got that back probe, and if I touch right there, I get 118. Now if I follow that wire and I touch the input to the fuse, I also get 118. Now if I probe the output of the fuse, I still get 118. Now if I follow that wire into the input of the switch, I get 118. But now if I probe the top of the switch, I'm getting 19. Also, one thing I noticed, even if I remove this probe, I still get some ghost voltage going on there. Not too sure why that's happening. But if I'm getting 118 here on the bottom of the switch like that, but nothing at all on the top, I think it's safe to say that our switch is bad. All that testing, along with the fact that, you know, turning it off doesn't make any noise at all. This thing should click in both directions, but it doesn't. I think I'm pretty safe to say we got a bad switch. So let's go ahead and get that bad boy replaced. We start by going back here, and of course unplugging all the wires to it. Now this thing is just press fit in here, so if I press the tabs down on both sides, maybe get a little help from a flathead. Get all 4 of those clips pressed in, and then the switch drops out. Oh man, I didn't even realize this when I pulled them out, but that terminal pulled right out. Look at that. It's stuck in there. So as it turns out, I don't actually have any of these switches, but I do have old power supplies, and even though the switch is a little bit smaller on here, it should work for me. So let's harvest ourselves a switch. And there she is right there. And there we go, I got the switch out. Another thing I'm gonna do is cut off all these spade terminals and put on some new ones. And there we go, that's all back together. I did have to make a new one of these because the previous one was a little bit too short. But we're all good now with the new switch. Let's get that guy plugged back in. Okay, we are off. We can plug in our power. Nothing bad is happening. It shouldn't. But now let's turn the game on. Oh my goodness, look at that. And there we go. This game is so dirty. I could clean it up, but that's not my job. So we can just close it up. I'm totally kidding. I'm gonna clean this. Ain't no way I'm gonna leave it that dusty in there. Hey buddy, I need you to clean this game up for me. So we're gonna go from this. And now we look like this. I cleaned in here, I cleaned on that. It looks a lot better than it did before. It's a little bit harder to reach back there because I'm right up against the wall right here. Yeah, we're nice and clean. The game works. We're all done here.